Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Welcome back everyone. Today I want to count down the top 10 best songs of 2022. Last week we counted down the top 10 worst songs of 2022, and if you haven't watched that video, please check it out. I can safely say that 2022 was a disappointing year for hit music as the good stuff weren't game changing and it didn't have the boost like 2021 did. But despite the disappointment, there are a select few that broke the barrier and became good songs, at least for me. So the qualifications, same rule applies for the worst countdown. You have to be released either late 2021 or 2022, and you must appear within the top 50 on the Billboard Hot 100, regardless if you made the year-end list or not. Nothing more, nothing less, which means album cuts are included. So with that being said, let's get this countdown started with number 10. I know this song was released in 2021, but I'm putting it on my list.
Must have spent 45,000 up in Tiffany's.
I already said this before, that this album was fantastic, so it was inevitable that this song would make this list. Bruno Mars, in his verse, he's on a date with a woman who comes with baggage, who ends up leaving him with nothing but his cigarettes. As for Anderson .Paak, he's having sex. One minute they're having a good time, the next minute she's ripping him apart. As for the production, obviously it's fantastic, playing off the 1970s vibe, and this song was one of the highlights on the album. Great song. Just wish I could put this higher if it wasn't released in 2021. Number 9. Now, I don't know much about indie pop, but this song was one of the best in the genre.
I don't feel a single thing. Have the pills done too much?
If you don't know, M. Behold is an indie artist who has been releasing music since 2017, but her stuff started to go viral on TikTok in 2021, and that's when she teased Numb Little Bug, and it got released this year. The production is decent with the airy pianos, and Behold's lyrics bouncing off pretty well, but the lyrics is why this song makes this list. She written this while on antidepressants and compares her pills to a numb little bug, and how things could get worse if you don't treat depression. Good song. I'm glad this became a hit, but I'm curious on where M. Behold goes next. Number 8. I'll admit it, I am an R&B fan. Not quite on modern R&B, but this song grew on me over time.
Yours, mine, ours. I could do this for.
If you don't know who Money Long is, she's been releasing music under the name Priscilla Renee. And throughout the 2010s, she has lent her pen on artists like Ariana Grande, Fifth Harmony, Pitbull, and even Florida Georgia Line, among many others. The only critique I have with this song is that it could come off as repetitive. Other than that, there's not much to hate. What won me over with this song was when she performed it at the 2022 BET Awards, which I called one of the best performances of the night. I'm glad Money Long is getting success, but like with M. Behold, I'm curious on what she goes from here. Number 7. This was by far the best country song of 2022.
Let's get some candles burning and some records turning on the...
I've always been fond of Luke Combs' music. I saw him give a halftime performance at a Panthers game, so yeah, when it comes to country music, I am biased towards him. In this song, it's a nice little love song, talking about how you should cancel any plans and focus on your love now because tomorrow isn't promised. And while this isn't Luke Combs' best song, he does perform well, and for someone who isn't in tune with country, I advise y'all give this one a chance. Number 6. Yes, I am including album cuts on this list as long as they charted in the top 50, and this was by far one of my favorite album cuts from Kendrick Lamar. This song is one of the deeper off tracks in which Kendrick is in an argument with Taylor Page, as it shows the toxicity from couples, and in the shocking end, they have to have sex to patch up all of their issues. I could say that for Taylor Page, who is a rising actress, shows a lot of character and personality for not being a rapper, and I could say she shows more personality than that Ice Spice girl. From Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, this was my favorite track from the album, and it wasn't even close. Number 5. Here we have another album cut, this time from Beyonce, and it's not Break My Soul.
I feel like falling in love.
To me, Plastic Off the Sofa was the best song off that album, but since Cuff It became a solid hit, I'm just going to include this one instead. One thing that stood out from this song is the production, as it gives out a disco vibe courtesy of two R&B heavyweights in Raphael Saadiq and Niles Rodgers. In other words, it's a modern day disco song that was pretty fun. Nothing more, nothing less to say. But I'm still waiting on those visuals, Beyonce. Number 4. It is a crime if I don't put this song on this list. I'll be brief with this one. It's on here off of Billboard stats alone. 15 non-consecutive weeks at number 1, surpassing Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You for a solo artist, replaced a previous number 1 5 times, a record, and it's the longest running top 10 hit solo hit with 32 weeks and counting. For me, I'm just lukewarm on the song, but a song that is this monumental in 2022, I couldn't leave it off this list. Let's move on. Number 3. Is it me, or this song just came out of nowhere? Of all the songs on this list, this one took some time to grow on me, as I was okay with the song at first, but after repeat listens, I got hooked. This one's here all on productions, with the guitar blending in with the groove, and yes, Steve Lacy can't sing, and I'm not feeling his falsetto in the second verse, but he sells this song really good. But this song tells us all the negative effects on not saying what's on your mind and how it could eat you inside. The song in the end is a grower. Too bad all the teenage TikTokers are ruining this man's life though. I gotta say it. Number 2.
I've been throw up the sex in
In 2007, Glamorous was one of the best singles of that year, so when Jack Harlow sampled this, I was kinda hokey on it, but he executed pretty well, outside of that sweet semen line. It should be noted that Jack Harlow has a chill flow, and because of that, he could get away with lines like that. But in the second verse, he gets serious as he talks about the aftermath of becoming a superstar and how his new lifestyle had no downsides. I think Polo G can disagree with you on that, Jack. But other than that, this was one of the best rap songs and best hits in general of 2022, and I'll take what I could get from this year. Before I unveil my top pick, let's go through a few honorable mentions. This would have made my list if the 5-year-olds wouldn't overplay it.
Dog, player, I get it. Fraud, player,
The song is harmless, not much to criticize. Not a Taylor Swift fan, but this was one of my favorites off Midnights.
Cause sometimes I look in her eyes and that's where I find.
If this song wasn't remixed, this would have made my list. Yes, this song came out 30 years ago, but it was by far the best thing discovered this year. I could at least give it an honorable mention. Before we continue, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And now, let's continue with the video. Number 1. Number 1 was not an easy decision to make. Like I said, once upon a time, this was an underwhelming year for hit music. But with that being said, this was probably the safest pick for number 1. This song was a big bounce back for Lizzo, given that last year's Rumors flopped. When described this hit, many thought it was like Juice 2.0, but this song can be interpreted in many ways, in either being a body positivity anthem or a LGBTQT anthem. Pick your poison. But what won me over was with the groove and Lizzo's flute solo as she shows her multi-talented skills. This song shows that Lizzo is capable of making another hit, and congratulations Lizzo, About Damn Time is this year's best song of 2022. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below, what other songs I should have put on this list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.